Well, all right, y'all. Welcome to another Freaky Friday on Freaky Tales Podcast, hosted by you know who, Tony A. the Wizard. Anyways, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody who is on the live chat, everybody who decided not to be on the live chat. I want to thank our moderator, Rita Castillo. ¿Cómo estás, Rita? Hope you're doing great. Hope everybody's doing great. We got a fun one tonight. Other than that, you know what? Once again, let me go ahead and introduce, once again, my co-host for tonight. He's no stranger to this podcast. He's been here plenty of times. He's loved and beloved by all of you guys, the one and only Brandoe. How are you, Brandoe?
Good. What's up, Tony?
Everything, bro. You know what?
Yeah.
Staying good, staying busy, productive, hitting the gym every day, eating good, eating like the king himself. You know?
Yeah, I see you hitting the gym on your videos.
Oh, dude. You know what? That's my PE class, bro. You know, I'm 57, but I feel 37.
Wow.
You know, and then hitting legs. Look, let me tell you guys, all right?
Hitting legs?
You know, because Monday, like chest, Tuesday, back, Wednesday, arms, Thursday, shoulders. I do one body part a day. Okay. But it's funny when you look at guys like Richard Simmons, the guy was never in shape. If you really think about it, he was never in shape, but he...
Is cardio possible?
Cardio, yeah. But he used to wear like those Kentucky Fried Chicken looking shorts, remember?
Yep.
Booty shorts?
Yep.
Okay. But anyways, today I was hitting legs. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, if you guys just eat good and work your legs, you won't even need Viagra. It unleashes something special. Anyways.
Truth be told, I got a gym membership recently. And a few months, and all I do is sit in the massage chair.
It's a start. It's a start.
I got the membership. That's a start.
Okay, Alice, go ahead and bring up my TikTok. You guys, I just started up my brand new, I had somebody running my TikTok before, and they ended up taking down my content and putting their content on there.
Oh, wow.
So they pretty much stole my TikTok.
Yeah.
So I started a new one. I'm almost at 1,000 followers in 3 days. You know, I got a lot of views so far because I've been releasing good content. And so that's my TikTok, Tony A. the Wiz, just like Instagram, Tony A. the Wiz. Just follow me on there. Let me know, write me a message if it's you, because I'm barely starting to get to know TikTok.
I'm pointing at the graphic.
Yes, exactly. I'm barely starting to get to know TikTok, so I had to ask, you know, people like, what's this, what's that? But I load up content daily, and it's been growing pretty quickly. So
tell them how much your first post here.
Oh, my first post, what is it, like 24K, I think?
Yeah, 24K.
Yeah, 24K in 3 days. So,
hey, and people claim that something, blah, blah, but you know what?
Yeah, so.
When you got good content, it hits.
It hits, exactly. I mean, I don't know how you could steal somebody's page. They were my followers, and then you want to post up your stuff. But anyways, go ahead and put up the QR code. The QR code. If you guys want to scan it, we'll leave it up there for a couple of seconds. Okay, there it is right there. Once again, Tony A. the Wiz. If you guys just want to go up there and scan the shit. Cool. Thank you. I really appreciate the follow. I'm trying to grow there. But But like I said, TikTok is fun. I just pretty much just go and look to see who's following me. You know, one thing I've noticed about TikTok is that there's a lot of fake pages. Like people, like user XRU56, you know.
Yeah.
Like, why even do that if you got to hide?
Right, isn't because they're not putting a
profile picture
or name.
They're just following people.
So it just generates an ID for them.
Right, just exactly what it does. So anyways, that's the QR code. Tomorrow, tomorrow I'm going to be in Burbank. So all you Freaky Tale fans that make these conventions, earlier this year, I was at the Monster Palooza convention in Pasadena. I pretty much attend these every year. Tomorrow, well, it actually started tonight, but I'm going tomorrow. Son of Monster Palooza is kind of like a part 2.
Oh.
So, Alec, if you could put that flyer up. Okay, right there shows the hours. If you guys want to, if you guys didn't know about it or you guys do know about it, show up. I would love to meet with you guys. Every time I go, I meet Freaky Tale fans at these conventions. So I'll be there walking around. You guys want to buy me a drink? That's fine. But other than that, so I'm going to be there kind of early, and then I'm going to take off because I'm going to be at Delicious Pizza tomorrow as well.
Oh, with the jackets.
The jacket thing.
Yeah.
What's it called? Packing and bagging or?
No, it's something in jackets.
Yeah, jackets and something. If you could look that up. Want to give Jeff Kwan a shout out. He's going to be there tomorrow. Remember Breeze, LA Breeze?
Yeah.
He's going to be there tomorrow.
Ooh, LA.
Yeah. So I'm going to be there tomorrow as well to a Delicious Pizza, probably around 4 o'clock. So expect me early at Son of Monster Palooza. So other than that, like I said, you guys, I need you guys to send in your freaky pics. Send them to either Tony the Wiz on Instagram or Freaky Tales Podcast on Instagram. I've been posting them up all week. I'll start up again Monday. People have been sending me their pics. And when I say their pics, it's like you can use a app to make your picture, or you could put on makeup, or you could put on a Halloween costume and just send it in. I'll post it up and I'll tag you on the Freaky Tales page. Okay.
I was going to ask. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah. So
it's
like if you want to be, I don't know, if you want to dress up like He-Man, you know, you can send me the picture and I'll post it up.
The event's called Jackets and Jam.
Jackets and Jams.
My boy Alex Mejia is throwing that.
Okay. Yeah. So Alex Mejia, thank you for that. We'll be there tomorrow as well to support. Alex, can you go ahead and put up the freaky pic? And I'll tell you guys who this is. That is, blow up a little bit more. That is Caesar from Paris.
Oh.
Yeah. See, he was not embarrassed. This guy made a video. He actually sends me videos every day. Okay, I don't know why, but he sends me videos every day. And he went and bought Halloween makeup just so he could send in his freaky pic.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's one of them. So send in your freaky pics once again to Tony A. The Wiz on Instagram or Freaky Tales Podcast, and I'll post it up starting Monday once again, and I'll tag you guys. All right, so thank you. Other than that, Brando, what you got for us today?
Time travel.
Time travel. Now let me ask you this: do you believe time travel is possible?
I believe it's plausible. Yeah, it's very plausible. And so about 2018, I started digging deep, like 2018 to 2023. Really, very, very curious and interested in time travel. But then when and you know, people who have watched this show know that I subscribe to the idea of a firmament or flat Earth. And so after that, I was like, well, if we're not in a vast universe, the idea of time travel might not be so plausible. But earlier this year in April, this guy named Michael Kratsios, he's the director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. He got behind a pulpit, or a podium, I should say, and he declared that the U.S. currently has the ability to manipulate time and space and leave distance annihilated. So when I saw that, I said, well, maybe there's a there. And I started to revisit the subject.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Are we talking Marty McFly time travel?
No.
So we're not talking about like Back to the Future stuff?
In a sense, but not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Hollywood.
Let me read at least what information is out there when it comes to time travel, because I do think it's a little freaky.
Okay.
I'll name a movie that I thought was pretty damn good when it came to time travel. Okay. So you can, research it on the internet. Once again, this is the generation of information. Everything's at your fingertips. You can look it up. Time travel is a hypothetical concept of moving backwards or forward to different points in time. Popular in science fiction, but with no confirmed scientific possibility. While travel to the future is a theoretical consequence of Einstein's theory of relativity, in other words, time dilation, and occurs with high-speed travel or proximity to black holes, travel to the past is more problematic due to paradoxes and lacks scientific basis. Okay. This is under time travel in physics. Okay. Travel to the future. This is from a proper time travel and is a consequence of time dilation as predicted by Einstein's theory of special relativity. Okay, high-speed travel. Traveling at speeds approaching the speed of light causes time to pass slower for the traveler compared to stationary observer, effectively allowing travel to the future. Okay. Any of these ring a bell?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. Strong gravitational fields. Similar to high speeds, intense gravity, such as near a black hole, can also slow passage of time. In other words, one-way trip. This form of future travel is a one-way journey, as it is impossible to return to the original time. Travel to the past. This is more complex and problematic, involving concepts like wormholes or rotating Tipler cylinders, which require exotic conditioners like negative energy or infinite density and are not proven to exist. Okay, paradox. Travel to the past raises logic contradictions such as the grandfather paradox, where a traveler prevents their own birth, suggesting that either that past cannot be changed or that time travel to the past is impossible. So now let me ask you this. We're talking about time travel. Of course, when you grow up, you end up thinking like the movie Back to the Future.
Right.
Obviously they're using speed to go forward or to go backwards.
Right.
Okay. Now, I saw a movie, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful love story movie. Okay. And it's with Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour. Okay. Beautiful movie. I think it's an underrated movie, and I think a lot of people have never heard of it. Came out in the 80s. I believe 85. I could be mistaken. But the movie's called Somewhere in Time.
Huh. Never seen it.
Yeah. Somewhere in Time. I believe he's in present day. He's in the 80s. I'm not going to give it away, but somehow he goes to an event. And this is the beginning of the movie, where an older woman, she's an elderly woman, that walks up to him, gives him something, and tells him, come back. Come back. Okay? Well, he starts doing his homework. And again, I'm giving it to you guys in a nutshell. He starts doing his homework. And the freaky part about it, he finds, after getting to know the managers there of this hotel, and this hotel's old, he finds his signature in one of those books back in 1912.
Oh, this is ringing a bell, but go ahead.
So he knows now that he was there. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's his way. So he goes around and starts asking people, is time travel possible? Okay? And to me, since I was a kid and watched that movie, it always intrigued me. So he actually makes it back.
Wow.
Okay. But he was told, because I don't want to give it away, he was told, do not take anything that reminds you of the future.
Oh.
I'm talking about, it could be a piece of gum, it could be a candy, it could be a penny
with a date on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not take anything. It's a beautiful, let me tell you something. Besides the movie score is amazing. Now,
it's a love story too.
it's a love story. If you love somebody, honestly, watch it with them. If you love somebody, watch it with them. It's called Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour. And Jane Seymour is beautiful in that movie, bro.
Huh.
You know who Jane Seymour is,
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Yeah, she's beautiful. So, anyways, yeah, man.
So yeah, I could see why they would say traveling in the past is problematic. The research that I've done is more driven by the idea of traveling forward into the future.
Okay.
And the technology that exists, realistically and in theory, it shows you, and I want to emphasize this, it shows you future probabilities.
Ooh, okay.
Okay? So not necessarily future. These are future probabilities on a particular timeline.
Okay.
Okay? There is a device called the Looking Glass. And it's all kind of based off the Alice in Wonderland books. And, you know, they,
Really?
Yeah, and the Matrix follow the white rabbit. Well, when you follow in the cartoon Alice in Wonderland, what does the white rabbit have like dangling behind him? It's a pocket watch.
Okay, I never paid attention to that part.
So and the older Alice in Wonderland books, I think the author has the last name of Little, Liddle. The name of the book is called Through the Looking Glass.
Okay.
Okay, so this Looking Glass device is said to be, there's a Looking Glass device at Roswell, second floor, building number 4. And they do have an Einstein Rosen bridge. So the Looking Glass device was actually reverse engineered from an old Sumerian cylinder, a Stargate. Okay, so there's the movie Stargate. People might be familiar with. So it's a reverse engineered Sumerian seal. That's where they got the technology. There's a lot of moving parts. So that's one theory, is that they took this Sumerian cylinder seal and reverse engineered it and created a looking glass. And the looking glass shows you future probabilities. And what they do is they take these 2 posts, which they call booms, and then they have the Einstein-Rosen bridge, and I'm speaking in layman's terms, and they put them all together, and they're able to create a hole, and you can step through the hole into future probabilities. Because the idea is, and it does go back to Einstein, the space-time continuum, meaning that time is not linear, time is everywhere now. So the idea is that you could take a flat piece of paper, and here's point A, and let's say here's point B, and that's the future. You can bend that piece of paper and then drop through a hole into a specific place on the timeline.
Okay, that's very interesting, and I'm glad that Alex is over there changing angles. Thank you, Alex. I'm glad that you said time is not linear, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, because when we think linear, we think, okay, I was born here, this is the present time, and this is where I die.
Right.
Okay, so we think like a straight line.
Correct.
Okay. This is just me now, okay? When I look at the future, and again, this has nothing to do with looking glasses, it's just me.
Right.
I look at things cyclical.
Okay, cycles.
Okay. For an example, after 1 hour is done, the hour repeats itself, right? 24 hours, another 24 hours repeats itself. Right. After a week, another 7 days repeats itself. After a year, another year. So everything goes in cycles. Okay. So now, when you look at Bible prophecy, every time someone asks, what is it going to be like before your return? He would always refer to the very beginning, that day will come full circle. The way it was then, it will repeat itself. So in other words, it's sort of like saying history repeats itself. Okay. So now, but that was interesting the way you said that about the looking glass. From the past, you turn it and you put it here.
The paper? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I never heard of it like that. But now, when I look at Bible prophecy, I was always told, and this is for you guys that read the scriptures, because I meet people that all the time that just tell me, well, I'm a New Testament Christian. Then you're just living off of baby milk, okay? Because the meat is in the old. And the old was just a shadow of things to come. In other words, everything is going to repeat itself.
Yeah, Mark Twain says, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so now let me ask you this. When did you first hear about this looking glass?
Around 2018.
Around 2018. And what was it about it that intrigued you? Just the whole future thing?
Just the idea of time travel. Just the whole idea of it. And then, of course, influenced, well, not influenced, but intrigued, because I grew up with the Back to the Future movies, etc. So as a child, that's already starting to be ingrained in your brain that this is possible. And there is one thing that I do want to say to the audience. As we discuss time travel, I would encourage you to temporarily or momentarily suspend disbelief, keep an open mind,
Yes.
but maintain a healthy skepticism.
Absolutely. I believe you have to. And one thing that I've always said when we started this podcast or my other podcast, whatever we say, don't believe us. Actually, do your own research.
Right.
We encourage you to study. We encourage you to research, especially now that you can actually speak into the phone and say, hey, AI, or hey, Alexa, what is this?
Right.
What does this mean? Or what information can you give us? We didn't have that. We had to go to the library. We had to go get an encyclopedia.
Right.
That was our Google.
Right.
Today, I'm thankful that I'm still alive and that I get to experience this technology, bro.
I get so frustrated because this generation is so spoiled in that aspect.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they can, if they're just disciplined or just commit the time to do some research, they have all the resources at their fingertips, like you stated earlier.
Yes.
They don't have to go to the library and check out 5 books and bring them back home. You know what I
Right,
mean? And
right.
do the digging. Or sit at the library for hours on end.
Right.
Like we used to have to.
Right. But I used to love to go to the library, bro.
Yeah. It's an experience.
I mean,
Just like the technology. Remember when you would go to the studio? It was like an event.
yes,
You
it was.
pack up all your stuff.
Like,
time
I'm
over
going to the
there,
studio.
and now I'm here in the studio, and I got the board and the engineer, and it was dope.
You know what a studio is today? A laptop, a keyboard, and a lot of weed.
In a bedroom.
That's all it is. I mean, I remember when my manager used to call me. He's like, "Hey, we got a studio session on Monday." Hell yeah!
Yeah, right.
Okay. I have a membership to the Natural History Museum. I love going to the museums, even if I go by myself. Okay, but I'm always inviting somebody because I can take people. But I just go with Anyways, I go. I invited my homie the other day, and I said, "Hey, you want to go?" Because I just look it up online.
Yeah, you're missing the experience.
Yes, like fuck, like okay. It's like today in concerts, people are capturing the moment with their phone, but not enjoying the moment.
Yes, and I catch myself doing that at times too. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm just gonna put it away. I'm just gonna enjoy, stay in the present
Concerts
moment.
were a lot better back then because everybody was into it. Mm-hmm. So, but now back to
So a reverse engineered Sumerian seal. That's how, or AKA a Stargate, is the technology that the Looking Glass is based off of. Now there's a few moving parts, because then there's another device called the Yellow Cube. And the story is the Yellow Cube, and we spoke about this on the last podcast when I was here, about the Greada Treaty and Eisenhower and making this deal with the Orions, the Greys. We're going to let you do this and that on Earth, but in exchange, you're going to give us technology.
Right.
So the theory is that in that interaction, they gave this Yellow Cube technology to us, and then it was scurried away and given to the military, etc. The Yellow Cube, unlike the Looking Glass, the Yellow Cube, so if the person, I don't want to say holding it because I don't think you necessarily hold it, but the person that's tapping in to the Yellow Cube to see the future probabilities, it's really dependent on the disposition of that individual. meaning it's going to be unique. Whatever future probabilities I see is going to be unique to my life, okay, to my personality, to my experiences.
Right.
That's the yellow cube. There's also a story that Muammar Gaddafi had this yellow cube, and that's the real underlying reason why what happened to him happened. They wanted that yellow cube from him.
Really?
Yes.
What about, do you know anything about Hussein? Saddam Hussein?
I don't know if he had a yellow cube.
Okay.
But so you have the looking glass, you have a yellow cube, and all this, strangely enough, or peculiarly enough, it all starts around in the 1940s, right around 1946. And they got some of this technology from one of the downed crafts, right? If we're going to follow that narrative.
Do you believe that narrative?
The craft narrative? No.
Okay.
I think there's some legitimacy to time travel and seeing future probabilities, but I think there's ops that take place to blur the lines or muddy the waters so that the people that are trying to speak about it kind of look nuts.
Who made that up, by the way, about the craft and about these so-called aliens that are given technology or, I don't know, Alice, can you put it in the center camera, please? Okay, but like, where did these stories come from?
Primarily CIA whistleblowers or government whistleblowers.
Okay, do you think that's just for books?
I think possibly. Well, not for books. I don't know necessarily for books, but either to steer the narrative, like there is some truth to it, but then they're gonna hop in and steer the narrative.
Okay,
Like we've discussed, a limited hangout operation where you infiltrate the idea and then you're controlling the narrative.
Because I hear that story a lot. I don't know how true it is. Again, I think with Rick, I spoke on it, and I spoke on it with you about Alex Jones claiming that these elites meet with these interdimensional beings. Okay,
and then I think that's an example of blurring. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to share something with you since you brought up Muammar Gaddafi. Okay. Had a buddy at work. He was in the reserves, and they had him go to Iraq, where Saddam Hussein was. This is when he was alive. Remember they went hunting for him? The U.S. went hunting for him and they found him in a hole? Mm-hmm. Well, he was gone for a year and then he came back and we sat down for lunch and he told me a story. I thought it was pretty interesting, really interesting. He said that the military said, do not go after Hussein first. Go after his son, Uday. I believe that was his name. Okay. Because if we get him first, Saddam, his son will take over. And his son is worse than Saddam Hussein. So he said, go get Uday.
I've heard, something about the son being worse. Yes.
There's actually a movie about his son that they made, an independent movie, but it's actually really good. And what my buddy who's in the military told me about his son, they actually showed it in the movie. I'll give you just one example before I finish my story. Mm-hmm. If he wanted to, he'll go to a wedding. And if he liked your wife, I'm taking her. And he would unvirginize her before you did.
Oh, no.
He was that kind of person. He would go to a club with his, entourage, with his sword. It's how crazy he was. Close the club. Everybody get naked right now.
Popping bottles with his sword?
No, worse.
Oh.
You can YouTube this if it's still up there.
Okay.
These girls, these couples, everybody dancing naked while he's swinging his sword, dancing with them. This guy showed this to me, bro. And he goes,
really?
This is why we needed to get rid of this guy. I think the movie's called The Devil's Son-in-Law or something like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he told me to watch that movie. So I watched it and it was out there. Okay. So now he said after they got Saddam Hussein, they just went through towns. They saw what a church that was blown up. Okay. He sat down for a while to rest, he said. He said he saw some people picking up a statue of an angel. This is the weird part. Mm-hmm. And he decided to help them. And they said, thank you for helping us pick up Lucifer.
Right.
Okay. And then he said, Lucifer, but that's the devil. And this is what they said. No, this is Lucifer. When he was in heaven, he was good. That's the one we worship here.
Right.
I've never heard anything like that before,
Yeah,
bro.
I have. Yeah.
Really?
The word Lucifer simply means light bearer.
Light.
Light bearer.
Ahí agarramos la palabra español luz,
Yeah.
the light. Okay? But I've never heard them say when he was in heaven, he was good, and that's the one we worship. Like,
yeah, he was like the grandest of all
Yeah.
angels. He was a musician too.
Right.
And, he was like right next, one tier beneath God.
so for me, he's an interdimensional being. So yeah, bro, that was like that. I just thought that was wild, and I had to bring that up since
Yeah.
But now, let me ask you this: if
Okay.
you had an opportunity to see the possible probabilities of the future, would you want to see?
Yeah.
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 How do you think that would be? That would help you, or would it, or benefit you? I should say.
It would benefit me because then when I came back to present moment, I might be able to make, if I didn't like the probabilities that I saw, I would be able to navigate or maneuver and make different decisions to acquire a different outcome.
You don't think that's kind of like cheating?
I do. But it isn't that's what it's all it's to get a leg up on everything, right?
True.
And that's why they would guard this, want this technology or want this information so they can have the upper hand.
Right.
Just like we discussed the last time about why would they calcify a pineal gland? To have the upper hand.
Yeah.
And to keep us enslaved, esoterically.
I mean, I already know what the future holds anyways.
Right.
Okay. All you got to do, I'm going to give you guys a cheat code. Read Matthew 24, Luke 21, and Mark 13. And you got the future right. Okay?
Get the life hack.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'm encouraging you guys, go read those.
Okay,
And
so
you got the future right there.
So I had mentioned there's a lot of moving parts.
Right.
So let's recap a little bit. So you have the looking glass. There's one supposed to be at Area 51, second floor, building number 4.
Okay.
And from there's video of it in that room. They have this big white rabbit, so it kind of falls in line with Follow the White Rabbit. That was a reversed engineered Sumerian seal. Then you have the yellow cube, and supposedly that was gifted to us from the Orions, and that can also show future probabilities, but it's dependent on the individual that's locked in to the cube while they're looking into the future probabilities. Then in the 40s, there was a project called Project Pegasus. It's basically the same concept. But what they did is when they preserved, and interestingly enough, it was, let me stick to where I was at. It was Nikola Tesla's research. And the government had his research for a very long time.
Yeah.
But then, they would let people, take a dive into it. And it wasn't called time travel, or his documents were called time travel. It was all energy based, because we're all talking about energy moving at the speed of light, or quicker than the speed of light, et cetera. And time slows down when you're moving that quick. So based on all of that, Project Pegasus basically was reviewing Tesla's study research findings, and they were able to, these devices pretty much are in lockstep with each other.
Yeah.
So you had Project Pegasus, and that's when they started experimenting. They would drop, you brought up pennies, so they would drop a penny into one of the portals.
Yes.
And then it would show up somewhere else. And then they started advancing, and per this guy, there's a video out on it. He's giving a lecture. It's dated way back. And supposedly he was one of the children. His dad was worked for the government and enrolled his son, or got his son into this program, because it's easier for children to teleport than an adult. Yeah. And he says that the majority of the children at that time that they were using for these experiments were from South America and Central America. So he kind of prides himself. He was the first American boy to be able to move from one point to the other
Yeah.
in time. So that was Tesla. Strangely enough, one of the people that was researching the Tesla documents and research was John Trump, which is Trump's uncle. The one he talks about, so I was an MIT, he was an MIT
Right.
professor. We're talking quantum physics, and electric engineers, et cetera. So now you have Project Pegasus.
Okay.
Okay. Lastly, or not even lastly, there's another, this is the only example that I have come across in my research where it kind of touches on going back in time. And is a scientist. He was Vatican. I don't know if he worked for the Vatican proper, but he was a Catholic scientist. And they had a device called is it a chronographer? Basically like a big TV screen, if you will, chronovisor. And it was a screen, and they were able to like dial in to past events. And they found, for example, a stanza from this old Roman play that was apparently left out. And they were like, here's the missing stanza. And because they could see the past on this screen. And then lastly, there's the Montauk chair, which the Montauk chair you spins you around really, really fast, and you're able to separate your consciousness from your body.
Wow.
So using all of these elements, they've been able to advance this time travel technology.
Wow. Now, do you ever, when it comes to prophecy, we call them prophetic circles, meaning there's a bunch of people that get together and discuss these type of topics. Do you belong to any of these travel circles?
No. No, I'm an independent.
Okay. Do you know anybody else that believes in the probability of this, like personally?
In the probability
Yes.
of time travel?
Yeah.
Not personally. I mean, I don't know anybody personally that's delved into it as much as I have, like as far as the research.
Right.
There are like-minded people. Like I'm in some Telegram chat rooms and we share information. So in that sense, yes, there's like-minded people like myself that actually assist me in some of this research.
Do you think any of that technology would ever be released to us?
Maybe in bits and pieces. I mean, anytime there's technology like this, it always seems like, oh, it's totally out of the question. I mean, think of it like people in the past thinking of electricity shooting up and lighting up a light bulb. They'd be like, oh man, you're on some other shit.
Yeah.
Like that just sounds batshit crazy.
Right.
Cell phones.
Right.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
Reminds you of the Jetsons. Watch the Jetsons. They were, oh man, you can see each other on the screen. You can actually see an image.
I actually believed and thought that by our time, we would be able to have flying cars already.
Right. We might. Just it hasn't been handed over to the public. I mean, we have self-driving cars now.
Self-driving cars, see them all the time downtown LA.
No, they have drones that pick up a person. So like they haven't done the anti-gravity stuff. But as far as people flying like in a single kind of pod, like they already have that. Remember in New York, that's what everybody thought it was an alien invasion. It was a bunch of people in car-sized drones.
Really? In New York?
Yeah, not too long ago. Remember they were talking about they thought it was an alien invasion in New York.
It was Jersey. And all those drones were flying over, and they sounded like big trucks. They were really noisy.
Car-sized drones.
Right. And they were saying that they didn't know where they came from.
Right. And all of a sudden they disappeared.
Yeah.
Remember, and Trump was saying, shoot them down.
Right.
Shoot them down under the Biden and Kamala administration.
Right.
And and all of a sudden they just disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think once they scratched beneath the surface and after time lapsed, there's some documents that came out that were revealed they were from China. And they just turned a blind eye.
Yeah, we just turned a blind fucking eye.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've only seen this on social media. I don't know how true it is. Okay. I'm going to call it a jetpack because I don't know what to call it. Where these men, they look like they're in military and they're flying with their weapons.
Really?
Yes. Okay. Now, I'm trying to remember where it was. I don't know if it was, remember Giant Robot, Johnny Sacco and his Giant Robot? Well, they had the jetpacks in the back. They were actually able to fly, like to go certain places. So I'm not saying technology was out back then about that, but the idea certainly was out there about man can actually fly. Okay, meaning with some type of device.
Right.
But on social media, I seen where it's something that they stand on and something attaches to them somehow, and they're able to fly. Okay. Right. You know what it looks like, kind of? You see those people in the water? They stand on that thing and then it goes up? That's kind of what it looks like. Okay.
Well, if you remember, I believe it was like the Olympics or a Super Bowl where a guy flew in on a jetpack.
Okay. It was something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. For years, I've been having dreams. Okay, I dream all the time, but I've dreamt many times that the U.S. gets invaded, and the way they come in is through men coming down in those jetpacks.
Really?
Yeah, and they take over cities. You know, kind of like, remember Red Dawn? Have you seen the new one?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what that reminded me of, bro. But I've had the same dream throughout the years.
I saw Tron last night. And it reminds me of what you're talking about, jetpacks.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah, I saw it in 3D. It's a lot to take in. I'm going to have to go see it again because there's so much stuff being thrown at you.
Really?
Yeah.
I
think they did a good job.
Tron was a shit back in our day.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it back then, and I still can't understand it now, but they did a really good job of modernizing it.
Right.
Yeah, and still having it relate to the old movie that we grew up on.
Me, as far as my take on the future, I guess because of my faith, I always just say I'll leave it in God's hands, because what if I see it and I don't like it and I'm not able to change it? Now I know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know, and, you know, it's like this. For an example, obviously I was talking to Rick, and we were talking about, we talked a little portion of time travel. And by the way, Lattice, I know you're watching. He called in and he gave his 2 cents on time travel. And it was actually really, really good, bro. So I appreciate you. If you get a chance to call in, go ahead and call in again. But I asked Rick, would you like to see your future? And he said, oh, heck yeah. Yeah, man. You know, and then I said this, I wouldn't. Because what if you go into the future, let's just say 20 years from now, and then you find out maybe one of your children is no longer with us? See, I look at those things.
Right.
Would I want to know and come back and know when, all hypothetical, my daughter or my son is going to pass away? And now I know how?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to know.
Yeah, that would be more a yellow cube scenario, like where it's tailored to your individual experience.
Yes.
Versus a wider, broader spectrum of a looking glass scenario.
Yeah, yeah. I just couldn't. I wouldn't want to, because what if you find out, hey, all your brothers and sisters are gone?
But then what if you could take that and like mentally prepare for if you know what's coming?
No.
And then you would know, well, that must have been, since you're a man of faith, that must have been God's will.
I understand that, but let God's will take its course, okay? And I will
witness it day by day.
Day by day. Because I'll tell you what, when you lose a parent, there is no way to prepare for that.
Right.
Okay? And then what's left afterwards, there's nothing there to comfort you. And I'm speaking just for myself.
Right.
So.
Right.
But anyways, yeah.
And I understand.
So when it comes to that, I couldn't. I don't want to look to the future. I'll trust what the scriptures tell me. And when I see it happening, now somebody may say, well, you know, Tony, there's always been famines, there's always been pestilence, there's always been earthquakes, there's always been birth pangs. But when it begins to happen all together in concert, that's when he said, look
As
up.
it relates to the end time?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when you look up because your redemption draws
Rumors
nigh.
of war,
Yes.
etc. Yeah.
Now, since you brought that up, if you read, once again, Matthew 24, Luke 21, and Mark 13, the first thing that he answers was, do not be deceived. Okay? When they ask him, what's it going to be like? He mentions pestilence one time, wars one time, rumors of wars one time, earthquakes one time, famines one time. Okay?
Right.
But 3 times he mentions, do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. Because I believe we're living in the last days. I believe this is where deception is coming. Okay?
Yeah.
And he keeps saying, do not be deceived. Do not be deceived.
Yeah, he does. He warned. Yeah.
So,
Also warns about synagogues of Satan.
and there's a lot of those. Yeah, there's a lot of those. So,
Yeah.
anyways, other than that, anything you care to add?
Also with time, I mean, and we just barely like scratched the surface so far. But yeah, there's a lot of quantum physics involved, quantum mathematics, string theory. You can research all of these things. It's sometimes challenging to wrap your head around it. But all of these Einstein, the theory of relativity, so all these things play a part. Alex had mentioned, oh yeah, that would be the fourth dimension. Yeah, the space and time is the fourth dimension.
Let me read something once again that's available to all of us. This is all public knowledge. Okay, once again, the time travel culture. Okay, science fiction time travel is a popular theme in literature, film, television, often explored through devices called time machines. Okay, consequences and paradoxes. Fictional stories often focus on the potential consequences of altering the past, creating alternate timelines, or the philosophical challenges and paradoxes that arise from such travel. Okay, the misconceptions. Many reported instances of time travel have been debunked as hoaxes, misinterpretations, or urban legends. Now, there was a guy, I believe, on social media. I don't know if you saw him. I don't believe it's real. But he says he goes back to the Western days. Okay. And he's dressed just like John Wayne would be. And he goes, look, guys, I'm in a town right now. I'm in a town. And look at the lamps. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, he could have just been over there at Tombstone.
He could have been in the Santa Monica Mountains where they do the old Western movies and photo shoots. Yeah.
But he apparently goes everywhere.
Okay.
I just time traveled, guys. Look at, I'm exchanging money, you know, and I'm doing it. Look at the lady, the way she's dressed. And I'm like, first of all, you're holding a damn cell phone in front of everybody, bro. You know, aren't they going to say something to you?
You bring up something interesting, though, because, I mean, I do have a video where they show footage, like, of people, like, in the 50s, black and white footage, and it looks like there's, like, a girl on a cell phone. And kind of just trying to reinforce the fact of the plausibility of time travel being real. And it exists. It's I have the video.
Okay. Hypothetical scenario. If you can go back in time, let's just say for maybe a day. For one day, not a night, but just you were there maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 hours.
Okay.
Where would you go? And with who? And when I say with who, what would you want to witness, see, possibly talk to?
Yeah, I want to. It's funny you bring that up because, you know, lately there's a heightened awareness amongst the youngsters. You know, they're talking about colonization and indigenous people.
Yes.
And this land was stolen.
Right.
And, you know, et cetera. We've known this, but there's a younger generation that's discovering this information these days that I've noticed. I would want to go back and see what really went down.
Okay.
What really went down?
But you only have a day.
Well, maybe I go to that pinnacle moment.
Yeah,
Where, you know, where it all, maybe I was able to gather enough information within those hours that, because that would make, could we entertain the idea that the indigenous leaders might have sold the indigenous people out in some way, shape, or form? Was it just a radical takeover, you know,
Right.
or was there more to it than that? I want to know.
Right.
I want to know what really happened.
You going to say something, Alex? Okay.
Okay, yeah, because I remember there was a story about a guy back in 2006 in Ukraine. He claimed that he traveled from 1958 to the future, and he had a Soviet era ID, and he was dressed in old time clothing. You could look this up. His name was Sergei Panamoreno or Ponomoreno, something like that.
He was Ukrainian with the
Yeah.
Spanish last name.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And so he appeared with a camera and everything. So in those times they didn't in those times I guess they put him somewhere and he just disappeared. Like they put him in a room to interrogate him. He was there for a few hours and then just disappeared. Like, and there's no trace of him or any, like, there's only the stories of people that because, you know, he started telling people where he was from and stuff, and they pretty much took him into the government, like some type of government building. And when they were interrogating him, they left him in the room and he just disappeared.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys want to look into it.
Okay. Now,
There is. Oh, go ahead.
so the whole indigenous thing, right? What happened? Okay. I know, because look, let me tell you something. I was one of those Viva Mexico guys too in my 20s. Okay. And I'm proud to be Mexican. Both my parents are from Mexico. When we were young, we weren't allowed to speak English at home. You know, Spanish was our first language. Well, my first language. Okay. And I get it, but a lot of that now has changed.
Right.
You know, and am I still proud of who I am? Absolutely. You know what? I believe, just my opinion, Mexican women are the most beautiful women in the world, and I believe that Mexican food is the best food in the world. Now, have my views changed on the way I used to believe? Of course, because I grew up.
Right.
You
Me
know?
too. I agree.
So, but now let's go back to the time travel. If I can go back, just two places that I would have to decide. Okay.
Okay.
My number one would be to go back to perfection in the Garden of Eden. Okay? I'm going to tell you exactly where. The book of Genesis, it says that there was Eden, and God put a garden eastward of Eden, and in the midst of the garden, so there's three places.
Okay.
God met with Adam. I would want to be in the midst of that. I want to see perfection, and I want to see that exchange between Satan and Eve.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Good
Okay.
one. Yeah.
I want to see that, because when Adam ate, that's when the world fell. I want to see what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
Oh, you just made my indigenous example feel like this big. Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. So now, my other one was to go and hear the Beatitudes when Jesus is talking. You know, and he feeds over.
Sermon on the Mount.
Yeah, the Sermon on the Mount. Okay, I want to go see that, but this dream scared the hell out of me. I had a dream that I traveled back, and I was there.
How do you
Okay.
recall all these dreams? Like I can
Because
never
God gave me a
remember
great
dreams.
memory,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a great gift.
And my older brother had his is better than mine.
Really?
Yes. So I'm there, and I only see the back of him. I don't see his face, and I hear him talking, and I say to myself in my dream, "That's him. That's him." And I'm walking through a tree, and I'm moving leaves, and I'm getting closer and closer and closer, and all of a sudden he stops talking. And you know what he does to me? As I move the leaves, he's now looking at me, and he moves the leaves too, and he tells me, "You're not supposed to be here."
Jesus? Wow.
So I said, "Okay, I'm not going back."
Maybe that's why you don't want to time travel. You get scolded by Jesus.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. I'm over here. Listen, I'm getting closer and
That's the
closer.
Ultimate being, the ultimate person to be scolded by. Like,
Yes, yes. And he said, "You're not supposed to be here." So I was like, okay. So it'll be
yeah.
the Garden of Eden. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's start taking some calls.
Awesome.
Let's open this up. Okay. The roadcaster, let me know when I'm logged. plugged in. Plug 1. Plug 2.
Plug 1.
Plug 2.
I love that sound.
Oh, man. Okay. Okay, let's put up the number. Okay, the number's up. Let's put it on when we get at least a call. Okay, everybody, the phone lines are now open if you guys want to call in. Once again, go ahead and repeat that number, Alex, please.
It's 323-659-1850.
659-1850. 323-659-1850. Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, Tony?
What's good?
This is your boy Luis from Yuma, Arizona.
Luis, ¿cómo estás? Everything good?
Good, bro. I'm here in the rain.
Your phone's a little
It's
crackly.
raining out here in Yuma, man.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, give me a second. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. A whole lot better.
All right, man. Yeah, I just enjoying the rain out here, man, in Yuma.
Oh, dope, man.
But,
Hope you're enjoying the show, too.
I wanted to yeah, man, of course, man. Definitely. Yo, man, so when I was in community college out here, there was a for English class. And, I mean, he was 99 cents to $1. You know. You could tell he had a penny up there missing,
Yeah.
He was missing a penny, He would walk around with the briefcase. Inside that briefcase, he had a roll of paper, kind of like the architects, like you roll out that piece of paper and there's like the blueprints.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I bumped into him at the library and he took up like the whole table. It's like one of those long tables. So he's like unrolling his paper and this one had a blueprint and it looked like a machine. And I asked him, hey, what's up, dude? What you doing right there? Like, what you got going on right there? He's like, I'm just trying to get this time traveling device going in. It's just a blueprint. It's just a blueprint. So, I'm getting there. And I was like, holy shit, I have this before for English class.
Curbside is down right now, so you'll have to get down to go get your order. You can park right here to go get it.
Hey, bro, are you ordering something to eat or are you at work?
Oh, my bad, man. My bad. But yeah, man. So this dude was, I don't know, man. I think, something like I said, something was wrong with this dude. And he was trying to build a time traveling machine.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe in time travel forwards or backwards?
I believe that time travel is in the future, not backwards.
Okay.
Forward.
Okay.
Why? Because technology is just moving forward.
Yes.
I mean, we might have the technology to move backwards, but what if if we go backwards, that technology we have right now doesn't work back then, and we can't get back to our time right now,
Right.
That would be a trip. Like kind of like Back to the Future. Remember that dude goes back in time and he's like, "Oh, I'm looking for this part, I can't find it. Or if not, you can't get back."
Right. Okay.
So, I think forward, into the future.
That'll work, my bro.
I mean, if we get back in, if you go forward, hey, we might discover something even better and be like, hey, you know what? Boom, snap your fingers and you're back here again.
Yeah.
That'll work, my bro. Anyways, my bro, thank you for calling in, man.
All right, man.
Enjoy the rain, my bro.
See you guys later, man. You guys have a good night.
You too, my bro. Peace.
Thank you for the.
Okay.
He was curbside picking up his eats.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he was picking up his eats.
No, or either that, he's delivering now.
I have one of the two. Bless him.
Okay. The phone line open now. Once again, 659. Is it 1850? Yeah. 323-659-1850. Okay, here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Angel calling from the San Fernando Valley.
Oh, Angel, yeah, I recognize your voice. You've called in before.
Yeah, I'm a frequent caller since day one. Freaking so. Yeah, shout out to Brandoe and shout out to Alex.
Thank you, Angel.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's good.
So I want to piggyback on just the last caller. He mentioned, since tonight's topic is about time travel, the last caller just mentioned that time travel is forward, not back.
Right.
So that I thought about as you know, the television show Star Trek,
Yes.
which was 55, 60 years ago, back in the 1960s. Well, they have an episode called The Communicator, and they also have another episode called Mirror Mirror. And in these episodes, the Star Trek, the actors, the cast,
Yes.
they're using cell phones.
Yes.
But they call it communicators, and they use it to communicate from planets to the spaceship, whatnot. So since those episodes were back in the 1960s, we're talking about 55, 60 years ago. So for them to show human beings using a cell phone, would that be related to time travel?
Or
being that cell phones were not widely used, available until the 1990s, 2000s, but yet the 1960s Star Trek episodes showed them using cell phones. So was that predictive programming, time travel? What do you think, Brando, Tony?
I think possibly they had consultants for the show, maybe scientists or CIA or some type of department like that was consulting the show and sharing with them ideas or maybe even technology that they knew existed already and that was eventually going to be available to the public in the future. I think that's one possibility in regards to the Star Trek scenario that you painted. Like there's movies, TV shows, they'll hire consultants to assist them in, whatever they're writing. So it could have been some scientists.
And does that have
Mm-hmm.
And does that have anything to do with time travel, or?
I don't necessarily think so.
Not necessarily time travel, but they knew that this technology either existed at that present moment in time, and it was going to be decades before it was given, before public had access to it. Because the technology, we were always behind. What we have today, I think the rule of thumb is like 50 years, like a 50-year rule.
That's what they say, yeah.
Yeah, so like what we have today, they already had 50 years ago. And a lot of it is created or controlled by DARPA, which is a military branch. Like Facebook was called LifeLog, and it was created by DARPA before we even got our hands on it for public consumption.
I want to say this again. I want to say this again because we're talking about technology. And again, when I was a kid, I used to watch a show, and I mentioned it several times before, and I want you guys to go look it up. You can at least go Google the images. There was a show called Johnny Sacco and his Flying Robot, okay? That was like our version of Power Rangers in a sense. And this kid used to control the robot by talking into his watch. And that was in the 60s. Okay, it was maybe 6 years ago that a female that I interviewed here came in with a iPhone watch and was talking to, I guess, somebody. And that was the first time I actually saw it in person. It was about 6 years ago. And then I said, have you ever heard of Johnny Sacco? No. So I Googled it and I showed it to her. And I go, look, I know that technology had to have been out already. So, but it obviously wasn't available to us. But they just released it several years ago.
Wow.
So.
And Angel, I do think you brought up predictive programming. That could be part of it.
Yeah.
As well, to a certain extent.
In the 90s, they were on Star Trek. They were using tablets also. So, if you check out any of the 90s episodes, they all had tablets too. So, while they were in the spaceship and shit, they had like these little. They were tablets actually.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
A doozy.
All good.
Yeah. So, I just thought about. So, thanks for taking my call, Tony. Shout out to Brando. Always nice to see him on the show. Shout out to Alex and Freaky Tales.
All good, my bro.
Thank you, Angel. Have a good evening.
All right, brother. Peace. Okay, let me see. Wow. Making a call. Let me see if I can. There we go. Right here.
Johnny Sacco and his Flying Robot.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I could see one, and then maybe I could shoot it to Alex. And But it's probably in the trailer where, like he'll talk to his robot. He opens it and then he talks into his watch. But meanwhile, you guys can call and we will take your call and listen to your freaky tale, pal. Let's see. No.
Also something interesting, like while you're doing that.
Here it is right here.
Oh, go
See
ahead.
it?
Oh, snap.
Yeah, he's talking to him. So look at, even right here, see it?
Uh-huh.
There's a bunch of them. Alex, if you want to look up Johnny Sokko, you spell out Sokko, Sokko.
Is that like Channel 5, early morning, 6 a.m.?
No, it was actually after school.
Okay. Channel 13.
Sokko, Johnny Sokko, and bring us a good picture of him and his watch. Just go to images. Johnny Sokko and the flying robot. And we got another call. Let's go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
This is Fred from Soledad, a.k.a. Two-Face Ant on the chat.
Oh, hey.
How you guys doing?
What's good? What's
How are
good?
you?
Fred from Soledad, you're a frequent caller. How are you?
I'm doing good, guys. I'm doing good, man. Thank you. Yeah, man. You know what? First and foremost, I want to give you a shout-out, Tony, and shout-out to Brandoe, man. You guys, are doing great, man. I always enjoy when you have great guests, man.
All good.
Thank you.
So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I also want to mention, guys, that when you guys talking about Star Trek and those kind of shows, those people that are a little bit more of age as well, those that remember Get Smart.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
When they had the shoe phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I saw in a I believe it was a documentary. I saw it somewhere where they mentioned that I don't know if it was the FBI or whoever was actually trying to make those gadgets that they would show on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about stuff like that, like Get Smart, you think about 007.
Oh yeah.
When we watch them now, they're not as like before it was like, oh man, he has a phone in the car, and like the little gadget. It's not that mind blowing anymore.
Right.
I mean, even as far as Fast and Furious, it's not like, oh my God, it's just kind of whatever. Like, okay, that looks about normal, but it's funny how technology has caught up to real life.
Yeah.
Or the movies, I should say, those kind of movies,
Right.
those kind of shows caught up to real life, to where you show somebody younger that's never heard of Get Smart and say 007, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh wow, like when I first saw it, and people my age, when we first saw those shows and those movies, it was like, oh man, oh wow, it's a oh wow moment. We don't get that anymore.
Right.
We can't even get the same thing again, and this is from technology, but say even movies like Jaws and stuff, because we have all the CGI stuff now,
Right. Right.
But I just wanted to bring that across, guys, that they try to make those gadgets as well from those the Get Smart TV series.
Well, Fred, let me ask you this: Do you believe in time travel, future or backwards, or if any?
Yeah, you know what? I want to say it would work. I mean, if you can make it go forward, you can make it go backwards. Now, I had a teacher at one point tell me. It's good you brought that up. Thank you for that. That's a great question. I feel that if you can make it go forward, you could also make it go backwards. But I had a teacher one, tell me before, on more than one occasion. I don't know how real this is. This is just, I'm just taking it. I took it with a grain of salt. But if you guys know or have researched it, hey, please, enlighten me or enlighten us. He said that Albert Einstein was inventing a way to time travel, but he passed before he can actually finish it. I don't know how true that is, though.
I've never heard of that, but it's.
I think that's plausible based on everything that. Yeah.
Yeah. Fred, do you see yourself in the future walking to the kitchen, to the refrigerator for a snack? Fred, what happened to you?
But listen, I see myself having dinner with my girlfriend, but only taking a picture of my plate. You know. Anyways, because I'm gonna eat it for after, so I'm not gonna show that. Anyways,
All good.
No, that's it.
All good.
Hey, man, hey, you guys have a great evening, man.
All right,
You
my
too.
brother.
You
Stay
guys have a great
blessed.
evening.
You too.
Keep doing what you guys are doing. Shout out.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, brother. Peace.
You know why I think time travel would be problematic, moving
Okay.
backwards?
Why is that?
Because you can only be an observer.
True.
Whereas if you went into the future, you might be able to be, or you would be able to be more interactive, because you wouldn't be messing anything up.
Right.
If you went in the backwards,
You remember
one wrong move
Changes the
could
course of
change
history.
the course of history,
True.
Hey, you remember
your personal history or world history.
Yeah.
You remember on Superman, he went backwards in time by flying backwards.
Yeah.
Counterclockwise.
Yeah, he did to get Lois Lane because she had passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be crazy if you could go fast enough backwards and then do that. Maybe.
Hey, man, that Superman movie, when they first came out, Brando, it was amazing, bro. Christopher Reeves.
The old ones? Oh, yeah.
It was
definitely.
amazing because let's be honest. Today we look at the effects, oh, it's cheesy. But back then to see him fly, it looked so real.
Right.
We didn't have HD.
But
like
even the
now.
TV show was good too, the black and white one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't even buff. Christopher Reeves was the best Superman to me. Okay.
Right.
And
Natural.
yeah.
Right?
You know,
no
but
steroids.
yeah, and he played goofy and then he was tough. And then when he was running against the train, man, that was just amazing because keep in mind, those were the first of its kind. Like Jaws, first of its kind. Exorcist, first of its kind. So that's what made him so different. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Yo, what up, Tony Brando? It's Jaden from Sacramento.
Hey, what's good, my brother? How you doing?
James, what's up?
Doing good.
You had a question or a freaky tale or comment?
Yeah, my first question would be, I know, Tony, you know about the Bible. Would time travel be biblical? Is that mentioned at all?
I wouldn't say that there is one instance where God allowed man to see the very beginning. I don't know if that would be considered time travel, obviously, but he was able to see what took place.
Well, wouldn't John, on the island of Patmos, having the visions,
Yes.
seeing it in the future, that would be comparable to seeing the future probabilities or future outcomes, but without the device, right?
True. Okay, that's in the New Testament, the book of Revelation, John the Revelator, and then you have Moses and you have Moses in Exodus when I believe on Mount Sinai, God shows him the beginning. That's how he was able to write Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. So he was able to see everything so that he can write it down. So would that be the same thing as John seeing the future? Moses seeing the past?
Yeah.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. The visions, yeah. Yeah.
Something like that, bro.
And that seems almost better than being there because you don't have to worry about changing anything. You're like a looking glass back into the past.
Well, that's my time travel book.
But what about, okay, so if he's seeing the future, is he going to affect the future by saying what he sees, or is it's going to happen no matter what?
No, it doesn't affect it because he was told, write what you see and what you hear.
That's true.
Write what you see and what you hear. So he saw everything. And he saw Revelation 13 when the Antichrist.
Yeah,
the
he
false
just
prophet,
bore witness. He bore witness
He
to
bore
what
witness.
unfolded.
And this is going to happen, guys. Regardless, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. So he wrote it down. And can you just imagine what he was going through seeing all of this?
Well, yeah, like what you described, like what you shared. I wouldn't want to see the future because it's going to mess up my psyche when I return back to the present.
Yeah.
So,
He saw what hasn't even happened in our time yet. He saw our technology.
had to have.
That's freaky for me.
and then trying to describe that.
Okay. Let's think about this. Let's go back to the time of horseback. Okay, when we traveled at the speed of horseback. Let's just say back to the time of Moses. Okay, how would you describe a helicopter back then?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up to you. Oh, that's what it sparked the thought of, like, okay, the horses in the sky and
Yes.
Armageddon.
Sounds like 1,000 horses running after you.
Symbolic.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have the words in his language to describe what those things were.
Right. Go ahead, Alan.
Let me ask you, okay, so is this time travel or is this a miracle? Because it said that in John 10, the Israelites were fighting the Amorites?
Amorites, yes.
Yeah, as the battle drew to a close, Joshua prayed for more time to secure and complete the victory. God responded by causing the sun to stand still over Gibeon.
Are you sure that's John?
It says John 10. It says it says the sun stands still for Joshua.
Okay, because that's an Old Testament story.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, Joshua in the Battle of Jericho, and
he was given more time.
Yeah, so would you consider that?
That's a good one. That's a good one,
Alex. Or would you consider that a miracle?
I would say that's a miracle. Now, I heard this in a documentary.
Divine intervention.
Right. I heard this in the documentary. I don't know how true this is, that they were able to trace back that day that was longer.
Really?
Yes. So we can always look it up.
I got a question too, Tony. This really puzzles me too.
Yes.
So, if does God exist does he have time? Is there it's like you said, linear, is like if we die and you go to heaven, is everybody from, your kids, they'll already be there because time doesn't exist. So like if you die, will 10 generations from you already be there because there is no time, or how is that?
Well, first and
that's
foremost,
thought-provoking. Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to try to keep you freaky tales, but I'm going to answer it. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, God lives out of time.
Talk, Tony, you got to bring it back.
Okay. Yes. Well, God lives out of time. We live in time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're finite. He's infinite.
Right. That's what the scriptures say. A day with the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day with the Lord. But that's with him, not with us. Mm-hmm. Okay. But that is a very, very good question, that if I were to pass away today, when I go, will my children already be up there? Because
right, based on that time is not linear, it's everywhere now. So
I would say yes.
They would be there.
Yes.
Well, that would be a nice, pleasant surprise, right?
You're right.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
It is a beautiful thing. So
very thought-provoking, James.
It really, really is.
Yeah,
and I just want to add one thing too.
Yeah.
The only thing I heard about time travel that could be possible, Alex Jones said, where if AI keeps getting advanced and then, they implant, microchips in your brain like Elon Musk, and they all have control of all of us, then they can add stimulus that would then shape the future because they would have control. So it wouldn't really be time travel, but they could create the future because they have control over everybody.
Okay.
Oh, they can steer the timeline using the individuals to get their desired outcome.
Yeah, because they'd have like this AI mega mind, and we are all jacked into that system with these brain chips, and then
a simulation,
add,
if you will,
stimulus to form the future. Yeah.
Huh.
All good, man. All good. Thank you, my bro.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So we just had a great show.
Hey, thank you for calling in.
I love when Brando's on.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, bro.
That's
We need to get
stuff.
Brando on a Bible Talk episode, but
that'd be great.
Peace.
Awesome. Peace. Alex, the reason why I say John, because when I think of John 10, I think of John 10:10. You know when it said, "For the thieves coming to steal, kill, and destroy."
No, I meant if I said John, I'm sorry. I meant
Joshua.
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 Yeah, Joshua 10.
I knew it because that's Old Testament.
That's
so
Old
sorry.
Testament.
Okay, here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Lattice from West Texas.
I knew it. It's always a pleasant surprise, Lattice.
Thank you. Hey, I wanted to tell y'all why you couldn't travel into the future.
Yes.
To find out more about yourself. Well, there's two things about that. The first thing, I think I had called about this before, and I had said if you traveled into the future, you would not exist in the time that you arrived because you would be gone for that amount of time. You'd be in your machine or wherever in kind of a suspended animation, So everybody would be wondering where you went. And then depending on how far in the future you went, let's say 10 years, you'd be missing for 10 years. And then you'd show up and everybody else would be 10 years older. You'd still be the same as you were when you left.
I
That's
see.
pretty interesting.
I see where he's coming from, but
Yeah.
it's
And then
it's more like the Back
there's
to
a-
the
there's
Future
a-
scenario, which isn't what this technology allows you to do.
Okay.
That's what Hollywood allowed them to do in the movie. This is going to show you future probabilities, and based on the looking glass theory and technology, create a hole for you to step through and observe.
Okay.
And then you're coming back.
Okay. But I guess he was talking about like the other one, the yellow cube or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Wait. So
I think that's what he's referring to, almost like my own personal future. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily specific to the yellow cube or any of that technology. I'm just saying, like, if there was any way you could travel into the future, you'd have to consider the fact that you would be gone for that. Like, if you traveled 5 years ahead, there's no you within that five-year time span that you would be able to check in with and say, look, this is what I've accomplished in 5 years. You would be missing for 5 years because you'd be traveling through time.
Yeah, I agree.
And
with
then there's a second theory that says if you know enough, if there was a way to travel into the future and know what you did or who you became or what became of you, and then come back to your time, what you just saw in the future would not necessarily be what's going to happen, because you would come back acting differently.
it would interfere with your present moment when you came back, because now you would have obtained this knowledge or perspective of the future. And now,
and whether it was positive or negative, what you saw in the future, you would come back and you would be acting, even if you acted slightly differently than what, because you see what I'm saying? You're veering off into a whole other path, because you've already seen, like, let's say you have an untimely death 15 years from now. Well, you might come back to the year 2025, act completely different, and you might not die 15 years from now because you would have changed your behavior.
Ooh.
Then again, you might have come back, changed your behavior, and died even sooner. So there's a lot of things to consider when if that technology was available. If you're playing around with it like that, there's a lot to consider that could happen and could go wrong and could confuse things completely, either with the time-space continuum or with your own life in general.
yeah,
That's pretty good. Huh?
yeah, well thought out.
I like that. Okay, let me ask you this, Lotus. Do you want to go to the future?
Yeah. No, not really, because like I said, it might screw with things, and I don't think I'd want that burden to think about, like, am I kind of fooling with something that, like I said, it could be you're rolling the dice. If you find out something bad happens or something good happens, when you come back, you're acting differently because you have some kind of perception, and it could go horribly wrong, or you could have a stroke of luck and it could be, but it's a roll of the dice, and I don't think that burden of uncertainty would feel good on many people.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, good, Lotus. Thank you, man.
Yeah, just a thought.
No. It's great.
All good, my bro. Thank you for calling in, bro.
Yeah.
It's always very informative.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, yeah, thank you. Bye.
Okay, my brother. Peace. Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So let me clarify something in case I was misunderstood. As it pertains to time travel, I'm not saying that you would be able to go into the future.
Let's take this call real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Hold that thought. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
This is Alberto from Phoenix, Arizona.
Alberto, ¿cómo estás? Everything good?
Yes, sir. I just want to shout out to Tony. I haven't talked to you since I think it's been 3 years since I last called in.
Oh, wow.
And, what's up to Brandoe?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Alberto, really quick.
What's up?
Next month,
Okay.
I'll be in Phoenix.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, me and
my bad.
my boy are going to be performing out there. So I'm just letting you know. So yeah, bro.
I saw you at the car show, by the way, too. I saw you at the car show. That was pretty badass. I remember recording that thing. I saw you. That was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Are you familiar with that promotional group called On a Sunday Afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
They got a Live Nation venue. We're going to be performing there in November, bro. So maybe you can come out.
Nice, bro. I'll be out there. I'll be out there to see you.
Okay.
I wanted to get your thoughts on this whole entire thing. Talks about AI taking over in the future, and then that whole thing with when it comes to aliens. I mean, do you think they're trying to plan something now? Because they say that 3-eye Atlas meteor is coming through. Do you think it's all just a parade of things just to like perish or something else, or I just want to get your thoughts on the AI and the alien stuff and all this stuff and all this crazy stuff. It's just been getting worse as the years been going on. Like more talks about this, Congress and all that. I mean, there's something going on, you know. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to get your thoughts, Tony or Brandoe, you know.
Go ahead, bro.
My thoughts personally, I believe the alien scare, if you will, is a psychological operation.
I think so too.
There's always been talk about the government planning a fake alien invasion because that would mean the world would have one common threat, and then that would bring the world together, and then you can, start a world order because we're all going to come together and fight this common enemy.
Right.
So, and those things, I think those things that are being revealed in Congress or these little incidences, I think that's all by design. I do believe that there's anti-gravity vehicles, crafts, but I don't believe they're from outer space or alien technology. I believe that they're man-made. So all these vehicles, this phenomenon that you see making all these maneuvers and being able to do things that aircraft that we know as the public can't do, I think that's all government.
That's me too, bro. Hello?
Yeah, I agree with you. Everything going on is just like it's coming at a point where it's just like it seems like it's all interconnecting with their plan. You know, like Brandon was saying, all these things just seem almost like they're off. You know, I mean, we've been seeing it this year and then last year. And then just generally the way everything's been leading to the government shutdown. All these days, it just seems almost like it's almost. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that they had like that the dinner at the White House where they all got together to text together the AI stuff and all that. And things been going on. I feel like they're probably setting it up for something right now that's gonna happen. You know, like in these few years, and they say by 2030 it's gonna succeed. You know, so that's what I was thinking about the AI and all these Terminator movies and things. I mean, the iRobot with Will Smith. I mean, it's just all weird. You know, it's almost like they're telling us what's gonna happen, but it's just
I've been noticing the same thing. I think all these psyops are being sped up. For what reason? I don't know. Usually they move slower, and they'll give us a psyop and let us chew on it for a when I say psyop, I mean psychological operation, and they'll let us chew on it for a while, and then we all calm down, and then years later they'll introduce a new. It seems as of lately they're just hitting us in the head over and over and over again with the different psyop. Yeah. For what reason? I mean, I can only speculate, but yeah, I've noticed the same thing. It is crazy.
Yeah, well, it's just crazy to see it, before ourselves, and it's almost like it's like we're watching a movie,
Yes.
Even with the presidential things and all these things going on,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Tony knows aware of that too. I'm pretty sure Tony's seen a couple of things, But I like the fact that he continues with his music and his thing is just, trying to like, let's concentrate on humanity. That's what everyone says right at the end of the conversation. Concentrate on us, our spiritual being and not where we're gonna be. We gotta be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All good, caller, man. Thank you for that phone call, bro. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, see you next month.
Yeah. Yes, sir, Tony. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
my
you,
brother.
Brando.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, that was our last phone call. Let's go ahead and end it right there. Taking the Bluetooth off.
So what I was saying before you took that call really quick is, so maybe I was misunderstood, but I'm not saying that you could travel in time and then, take a vacation from the present moment, go and to the future and go buy new furniture for your house and date a new chick and,
Right.
you know, be gone for years at a time.
What's wrong with dating a new chick?
That's like that Back to the Future influence, because that's what we think, because they were able to go in the future
Right.
and interact and, you know.
Right. But that's Hollywood, and it was a good movie.
Yeah, no, it is a great movie.
So, you
And
could take off the
there is
headphones
some
now.
interesting. You.
You can take off the head. I turn it down.
Hey, Tony,
There is some interesting things, but we won't get into that because we're closing. But
Okay.
yeah.
one last thing about time travel, Tony, that I found right here. About
Okay.
The Bible, it says 2 Kings 20. It says that
Second Kings 20, yeah.
Yeah, 2 Kings 20. It said that King Hezekiah was gravely ill, and the prophet Isaiah told him he would die. But after
Stop right there. After he repented, God extended his life 15 years.
yes, and it was noted that that he offered to make the shadow on the stairway of the eyes move forward or backward 10 steps. It says that he chose the more difficult sign and the shadow moved backwards. It says something about a shadow moving backwards on the
That's a little. It takes going to take me too long to explain, but I know it. But yes, I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, he got his life extended.
Yeah.
So, he got extended play on his
Okay,
life.
think about this. I'm just going to say it, and then I want you to read the super chats. Okay? Hearing from God is not always good, but it's always best. Think about that. Hearing from God is not always good, but it's always best. Let me tell you why. King Hezekiah tells the prophet, "You got a word from the Lord for me?" And he goes, "Yeah. Get your house in order. You're going to die."
Yeah.
That was the word. And guess what? He goes, he cries out to God, and before the prophet can leave, God speaks to the prophet, go back and tell him, I give him 15 more years. So because he heard the bad news, he did the right thing.
What was the story and it's something similar where they said the writing is on the wall?
Well, that was Daniel.
Daniel. Oh, yeah. Daniel dropped some bombs.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's an amazing... Okay.
He said the writing's on the wall and just told him how his life was going to unfold, and it wasn't good.
No, it wasn't, but it's always best.
Yeah. Yeah, well
Okay.
said.
So,
Well said. But really quick before you go to super chats, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to go into it.
Go for it.
But there is a book, 2 books called 1900, The Last President, and there's another book called Barron Trump's Marvelous Adventure. These books were written very long ago by an author named Ingersoll Lockwood. I owned copies of both, and check them out because it does pertain to time travel. And when you look it up, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about.
awesome. Go ahead, Alex.
Okay. Shelly Owlette, or yeah, that's what it looks like. It says she gifted 1 membership, and then
Thank you.
OG Aaron Saint dropped $5.
Thank you.
He said, "Is today's guest knowledgeable on cucks?"
That's a different podcast, but yes, we are.
Ralph 707 dropped $5. They said, "Hey, Tony, nobody talks about trading Dak anymore, man."
Oh, Dak is the quarterback for Dallas Cowboys because he's playing amazing. He's having an amazing year right now. But we really don't have a number 1 receiver. We don't have a number 1 running back. Our defense is a little shaky. We got a new coach, and he's still balling out of control. Let's go.
Yeah. And then he says, "Fuck the Eagles. We winning the division." Tony, what's your opinion? What about the Cowboys defense?
I just said it. I think we need to tighten up the defense. That's really all because we're gaining points on offense. Our defense is giving it right back. So it's our defense. So we just need to tighten that up.
Okay. OG Aaron Saint dropped $5 more. He said, "BS aside, though, you guys think angels are aliens? It low key adds up."
Do we think angels are aliens?
Yeah. It adds up to him.
Okay. Thank you for giving. So
Okay, P Dog dropped $1.99. He said, "Who needs Alexa when you got Alex Cervantes?" And that's it.
who needs Alexa?
Yeah, when you have Alex Cervantes.
Oh, okay. Who said that?
P Dog, he dropped $1.99.
I do. Anyways, let's go.
That's it.
Okay. Other than that, go ahead and put up my QR code again. Okay, you guys, help me get to 1,000 tonight. My QR code is up on the screen. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. Jaden, $2. Bring back Bible Talk. Brando, first guest. All right, cool. Yeah, we can always do that.
Nice, yeah.
Okay, everybody. Once again, my QR code should be up on the screen. Go up there and scan it. Help me get 1,000 followers today. I started on my TikTok 3 days ago. I'm like, I don't know, maybe 50 away from hitting 1,000 followers. I've already gotten over maybe to altogether maybe over 40,000 views on my videos up there. I'm posting up random stuff. I'm posting up eventually stuff from Rodian Radio, from Dr. Green Thumb that I was just on with High C, from here, from Freaky Tales, and then just my drum machine stuff. So it's everywhere. I didn't make a Rodian Radio page. I didn't make a Freaky Tales page because I made a Tony A. The Wiz page so I could share everything. So everything that I'm involved in. But yeah, I thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything. Shout outs.
My mom, the Dub Poo, my kids. Happy birthday to Abel. Happy belated birthday to Ableton, my barber. And special shout out to my grandma. My grandma's in town from Arizona this evening, and she's watching us. And yes, Grandma, I'm sorry I wore my sunglasses. Didn't mean to disappoint you. I just wanted to take the time to let you know that I love you very much. And a lot of these things that I'm able to articulate has been because of a great upbringing and great influence like my grandmother. Her and
Awesome.
I can talk about everything.
Well, God bless your grandmother.
Politics and everything. So love you, Grandma. And yeah, that's it.
All good. Other than that, I want to thank everybody in the live chat. I want to thank everybody that gave. I want to thank everybody that decided not to be on the live chat. Everybody who liked, comment, subscribed, shared, disliked, smashed the like button. We'll see you guys Sunday. Tomorrow, Monster Palooza, okay? Son of Monster Palooza in Burbank. If you guys don't know what that is, look up Son of Monster Palooza. I'll be there strolling around, walking around, meeting Freaky Tail fans. Much love and respect to you guys. Brando, once again, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And Alexa, take us away.
Hater.